I'm Intruder Green. You might know me from things like Stoned, Red Onion State Prison, and Discord. Welcome to the Intruder Green podcast. It's the 24th of May in 2021. And, lots of cool shit is happening. It's getting warm out, which, that's always nice. It's nice to be able to, go outside and stuff. Everybody's getting vaccinated now, so hopefully we're, starting to turn the corner on that sort of thing. I don't know. It's crazy, considering what I was talking about the last time I put a podcast out, which was not too long ago. With the crazy stuff going on in Israel, which has been going on a long time, but kind of getting extra crazy. And now there's a ceasefire. So it's that's good. I mean, it'd be nice if they could work out some kind of long-lasting situation, because it seems like they did this before and it just keeps repeating. And I don't know. I like to say a long-lasting thing, because I feel like you might want to say some kind of final solution, but that's not good, because I think one side of that would be I know a final solution. We just get rid of the other guys, and that's not the right way to go about it, because that's just bad for everybody. And but anyway, it's just good to acknowledge that while we're having fun here, make a podcast talking about cool shit. There's a lot of fucked up shit going on all over the world, and you gotta pay attention to that too. And all you could do is just do the best that you can do. Yeah, that's right. The best that you could do is just the best that you could do. It's you do your best, do good, and then at the end of the day, nobody can really blame you for all the bad stuff going on, as long as you doing good stuff. All right. I think, as long as you're not trying to hurt anybody, I'm there to help you or get out of your way, is the good thing that good old Kyle Kinane once said. And I don't know if he got it from somewhere else, but it's a good way to think about how you go about things. Anyway, on this episode of the podcast, we got Rob and Nat of the Blacklist Royals. We talk about it where I met them briefly, or we played with them. I don't know if we actually even hung out when we played with them, but it was cool when it happened. They're a cool band and all that stuff, and it was a while ago. I think we met Matt Stockton that same day, because it was at Reading and Leeds and stuff. And a couple cool dudes making some new tunes, and they're fucking real artists. So it's fun to talk to them and get the lowdown on their whole history and everything going on there. I got to give a shout out to the producers of the podcast: Luke Ellis, Ren Sanz, Heather Royston, Gem City Sabrina, Sarah Koenig, Audacity Crash Clothing, Chelsea McNally, Cardboard Box Colony, and Carlos Hernandez. Whoa. Sorry about that, guys. I could redo that, but I don't think I'm gonna. I'm just gonna go with it, because, here's the other good news. I got electricity in my new studio space. It's not, I didn't actually move everything in there yet. I'm still in the kitchen. So, but pretty soon, maybe this is gonna start sounding a little better. I got a few, what do they say? Interviews in the can, so that were still recorded in the kitchen. So that part of it was still going to sound a little weak. I think it sounds all right, though. You listen to some of these journalism podcasts and stuff, and there are people doing those just on their cell phones and stuff. And I'm not doing that. I mean, some of it is kind of like that, but I think that I'm getting a better quality than a lot of these guys out there. So you're welcome for that. And it's going to get better. So, I'm looking forward to the one where I can finally do one of these in the studio, the actual interview, because that's going to be real cool. I'm excited to see how it goes. And that should actually be happening pretty soon. Melanie K's, she's just throwing people at me, and I ain't even got time for it. But we're going to make it happen. And I'm excited to start coming out with these at least twice a month, maybe more if we can muster it up. mustard it up. Yeah, you put some mustard on it, and then it tastes extra good. All right, that Dusseldorf mustard is real good. It's nice and spicy, like I like it. Okay, so anyway, guys, thanks everybody for being part of the Patreon. If you want to leave me a message on the Intruder Green call-in line, it's +1 608-535 9608. And patreon.com/Intruder Green if you want to become a producer of the podcast. And you can also just go to intrudergreen.com if you want to find out about anything else that I'm up to or like give me money. Yeah, that's right. And without further ado, on with the show.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from
Intruder Green,
an inmate at the Durham Correctional Institution. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept charges, press 1.
Come on, girl, now it's time to go to a place where nobody goes. In another town, on the other side of space, it won't be the same. Unlocking, go where party goes. Unlocking, go where party goes.
So now I'm just straight up recording to Skype. It's kind of weird. I used to record directly to, like a nice computer program and stuff like that, and it sounded great. I'm hoping that this sounds okay. Either way, we'll fix it up in what do they call that? Like post-op or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Nah, you sound good, man.
Special to say. All right. Well, you guys sound great too. Looks like we got a nice, good signal. So Rob and Nat, is that it? All right, from Blacklist Royals. Melanie, I mean, I'm a little bit familiar with your music, and got to get into the latest album a little bit, in preparation and all that stuff. I feel like maybe I've seen you guys play before too, maybe at like a festival or something.
We've played a couple of festivals together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe we met at like Reading and Leeds or something.
Yeah, that's
a couple
the
years
I was
ago.
thinking of. Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah that's right.
Yeah, man. So
Memory is still somewhat intact.
it's a miracle.
Right, it is a miracle.
Yeah.
So, Blacklist Royals. Where are you guys based out of? I never really caught that.
Oh, we're out of Nashville.
Oh, cool. Nashville's cool. I like Nashville.
Yeah.
I mean, people always think of the country scene there, but I guess it's just like a music town in general. I don't know, though, like as far as the punk scene goes, how is it?
It's not non-existent really now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, especially now. Like, it's a lot of people, a lot of fucking people have been moving here from like LA and New York and shit. So it's really the punk scene is like, there was a little punk scene when we moved here. Now it's pretty non-existent.
Yeah, there's some like very young bands here doing some kind of interesting punk stuff though. It seems like younger kids today.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like into, circle jerks or whatever when I was getting into like Blink 182 or some shit, so there's some punk stuff going on, but yeah, the punk scene here is pretty barren, man.
Well, I mean, you got a lot of competition, I guess, is what it comes down to. Right?
Yeah.
Like, and there's some country music that I'm kind of into. I can't say necessarily if it's like Nashville or whatever, but I don't know. I do enjoy like walking down the strip there, and it's just like, holy shit. I mean, it's a special place, like there's just constantly music coming out of every fucking bar on the strip or whatever.
Yeah.
I forget the place we always play. It's like Cannery something.
Yeah, you guys played it. Last time you guys played here, it was Cannery Ballroom, or like they have like 3 venues there.
That's right. Cool. Yeah, we played there like a bunch of times now, like maybe 3 times or something. Which is a bunch.
Fucking actually, yesterday they found the dude had been thrown in the dumpster there and set on fire.
What?
Yeah, outside the club.
Like a dude, like the owner or something?
I don't know. I don't think they know who it was yet.
Oh, just a dude.
Yeah,
Just
just a dude.
yeah, random
Yeah.
a charred up body, I guess, right? Like they don't
Yeah.
know who it is.
Holy shit, that's fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Huh.
it's wild.
I mean,
Yeah.
that could be some like mob shit or something,
I know.
or just some like asshole shit.
Yeah. It's who knows, man. Like I don't know if self-immolation's a fucking thing here or what, but my friend a couple years ago woke up and went outside and there was a fucking charred body in her front yard and one of her neighbors had set himself on fire
Yeah.
and like then I guess ran and fell in her yard.
Well,
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
But
It's a Tennessee thing. It happened at a bar in Memphis too.
You're right.
Shamrocks. Did you guys ever play Was that what?
Shamrocks.
Is that what the place
Yeah.
was called? I
Or
don't know.
Murphy's.
Murphy's Pub. Or,
Murphy's.
yeah, it was definitely like an Irish bar that we played.
Yeah.
Time, and it was like you play on the floor, and it's like
yeah, little punk club or whatever.
We used to play there all the time, and like, yeah, a couple years ago, some fucking, I think it was like the boyfriend of the sound girl, and they broke up, and he like went in there and said whatever, and fucking went outside and Facebook. I think he did it on Facebook or some shit, and fucking poured gas all over himself and.
Jesus Christ.
That's what the punk scene's like in Tennessee. You know, you got these punks coming out of the woods and shit that are just fucking wild, man.
Right?
We're from West Virginia, so we know, you know, that's like we're familiar with that breed.
I know about West Virginia. I mean, I've been to West Virginia, and I've also like heard about West Virginia. So yeah, I smell what you're stepping in.
The stories are true. Yeah, the stories are true.
Well, all right. So Blacklist Royals. Let's get into it. Like, when did you guys start? Did you start in West Virginia? Or are you just from there, and now you're in Nashville, or what?
Rob, you want to field that?
Yeah, I mean, me and Nat have been playing music in bands together since we were teenagers, you know. So like, we started the band in Nashville, and we kind of like came here to try to form a band because we couldn't really afford to move to. We couldn't stay in West Virginia, you know. We couldn't afford to move any other cool cities. So yeah, when we moved here, there was like a little punk and rockabilly scene and shit. So we got dudes and formed the band here, and yeah, man, we've been doing it like we haven't been as active over the last couple of years because we've had a bunch of other shit going on, but we've been did it hardcore for like 10 years touring and you know whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we met you guys in England, so
Yeah.
that's some touring.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. But you said the punk rock scene in Nashville is pretty non-existent, probably because of all the fucking competition and whatnot. But I know, like, yeah, you're walking down the strip, you got the Johnny Cash Museum, and I've never been in the Johnny Cash Museum, but I definitely walked past the gift shop. It was like, man, we should break into here.
Dude, the museum is actually surprisingly fucking cool. Like, they had one of the coolest things. They had these belt buckles he gave people, like the Johnny Cash belt buckle, and there was like 100 of them.
Yeah,
or something.
if you guys
sick ass, it was really cool.
Yeah, if you guys do break in and want to hawk some shit, holler at me, man. I'd be on the black market for some of that Johnny Cash paraphernalia, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. I like black markets. Allegedly. All right. So one of you was doing a solo thing. Melanie gave me some tips here that I made some notes of. But I can't read my own handwriting because I don't really, how to read too good. But so what's up with this solo album or solo?
I just released a solo surf guitar EP that's just instrumental, kind of Link Ray, Cramps, kind of punk guitar rock shit,
Blink 182 is tight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's full like fighting music, cry music, man. It'd be up y'all's alley, definitely.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So like, what? How can people find that, and what's it called and stuff like that?
The EP is called Nat James Rufus Goes Solo, and they can find it at natjamesrufus.com, or we have another band together called The Bad Signs, and I use all those on social, so people can check that out as well.
All right. So then, what's up with the Bad Signs? Is that still ongoing or what?
Yeah, Bad Signs is kind of more like garagey kind of psych country type thing, and we actually are probably going to be releasing our full length sometime this year, but Bad Signs is kind of our main musical gig right now. We had like we had like a very busy schedule before the world shut down, so coming up, so it's we're going to be playing out with both bands, Blacklist and Bad Signs, you know, coming up this year, and I'll probably be playing some solo shows as well, but yeah, Bad Signs is definitely kind of more of what you'd expect from a Nashville type thing, you know, except our kind of twist on it, you know, we kind of do the, you know, do our own thing with it, but it's definitely been cool gearing up to release these new Blacklist songs because, you know, it's just fun to play punk right now, you know what I mean? It's like, it's been a very cathartic. I felt like I've been 16 as I've been like locked down. I'll just put on a fucking Bad Religion record and like, you know, it kind of gets me through the day sometimes.
Yeah, you know, like once the pandemic's over, once shows can start happening again, like at a bigger capacity. I know some people are like still doing shows, but for like, you know, 12 people or something.
Yeah.
I think punk rock could be ready to fucking explode because it's been a hell of a fucking year. It's been a hell of like 4 years, I guess I should say. And but the last year, yeah, it was real fucked up.
Yeah.
There's plenty of fucking pent up energy I think people have that like is just perfect to expend at a punk show.
That's how I feel too. I'm like, if you're not so fucking pissed off and ready to explode at this point, you're a fucking sociopath. Like,
right?
Yeah, dude, punk rock is a perfect outlet for that. I'm hopeful that like the show. I can't wait to play some fucking shows, even if it is for 5 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do it for 5 people. Hopefully, we'll get back into it and we can do it for more. I mean, it's starting to happen, I guess.
I'm cautiously optimistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's got to get back to somewhat normal. I don't know. It's going to be weird though with all the like clubs that are probably closed down and stuff and ain't coming back.
Yeah.
Plus, it was like I don't know how things go in Nashville, but like the areas that I know about back in the States where like the rest of the dudes are hanging out and stuff, it's like Live Nation was kind of like already starting to take over.
Yeah.
Buying out small clubs, buying out big clubs, buying out booking agencies and all this stuff. And now, I don't know. It's like, what's going to be left other than Live Nation?
It's fucked, man. Like, even some of the, you know, there's some like pretty like legendary venues here and they're all up for sale. It really fucking sucks for bands that like are just starting out, especially, you know, like
definitely
fuck you're fucked. Like you're fucked. There's you know you don't have and when the world opens up, the few clubs that are left, all the bands that are already established, every fucking band is gonna be like, we're going on tour right now, and it's a fucked up situation, man. And the shit with Live Nation, like I don't know how. I mean, you want to talk about some criminal shit? I don't know how the fuck. That's not like a fucking monopoly.
Yeah, man.
You're going like fucking live. They own the venues. They own the booking agencies. What the fuck? Like, how the fuck is that even legal?
Yeah, there's a couple great venues here that are in like under threat of kind of being torn down and replaced by condos. But
Yeah.
everybody's hoping that's not going to happen. But it's really kind of like, you know, Exit In, which is a historic rock club, is up for sale now, and there's a venue across the street called the Inn that was like this small kind of punk club that, you know, we definitely made our bones at. That everybody's like afraid it's going to be a condo. So it's going to be weird, man. It's going to be weird times kind of when the world opens up. I imagine there's going to be a lot of house shows and shit going down.
Yeah, that could be be the new cool thing. I mean, I feel like, you know, as far as punk rock goes, like cities have kind of cycles, or they have had in the past at least, where it's like you'll have like at least one or two like cool clubs that do punk rock shows, and then something will happen. Either one of them burns down, or like I'm speaking from experience. You guys set people on fire. We just set buildings on fire. But yeah, we've had a few, you know, punk rock clubs burned down, and then it'll be weird because suddenly there'll be a hole in the like the scene, and like people will fill it by like doing, like you said, like house shows, or like, you know, whatever, or like booking shows at like clubs that don't normally do punk rock.
Yeah,
But it's funny because what always seems to happen is like once you book a punk rock show at one of these mom and pop, like, you know, old country,
yeah, dude.
suddenly they're like, oh man, I don't really like the music, but we made a shit ton of money from all these punk rockers drinking tons of cheap beer. Like, and then they're like, oh yeah, let's book some more of that. And suddenly that becomes like the new punk rock place, at least for a while, until they like get sick of people breaking shit. And then, you know, like eventually somebody starts a real punk club, and it's weird because it goes in cycles. So I think, you know, this could be like a reset button on that sort of thing. But yeah, the big question, I guess, is like, what's Live Nation gonna do to fuck everybody over?
Yeah, they'll find a way, man. They'll find a way.
They'll start buying up VFWs and shit. Like,
Like, but that could be a thing. Like going back to like playing at VFWs and shit. Like,
yeah,
that was back in our hometown. It was the YWCA. It was like where we rented out, you know, for shows.
YWCA. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. the hall there was. So who knows, man? I think you're right though. It's like it'll find a way. The scene kind of finds a way to stay alive, you know, and especially when the world opens up a little more, people are going to be fucking amped to just, you know, hear some loud punk.
Absolutely.
Myself included, especially, you know.
Yeah, me too. You know, I'm over in Germany, and they're managing things pretty good here. Like as far as they do the lockdown, things are closed right now, but for good reason. They don't want people intermingling too much, you know, spreading the disease and whatnot. But like, you know, like things will open up. I think maybe a little quicker here than in the States. I'm not sure.
I think
be opening shit up like right away, and
that's what I've been saying. Like fucking bands are gonna start touring in Europe before the States.
Yeah,
because I think it's already like happening that way. Like things are getting booked and whatnot.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'd seen all the festivals in the UK are supposed to happen this fall or whatnot. So it's cool, man. It makes you, you know, it makes you hopeful. It was like, you know, I guess I don't need to say that. Yeah, the pandemic thing was definitely a drag. So it's cool to see shit opening up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and they're really more into like as far as festivals go. At least in my experience, they're way more into like what they call them open air, which is just like, you know, outside festivals. Which seems like, you should be able to get more people around that. But once you got a band playing, everybody's just going to pile in anyway. It's
totally, man.
There's still going to be that many people just pushing against each other to get close to the band. So I don't know how safe it really is, but whatever.
Who knows,
I'm
man?
curious to see if festivals and shit start doing the like you have to have your vaccine card or whatever to go to the festival, and then I'm curious to see. You know, people will start selling like fake fucking vaccine cards.
Yeah.
Like fake IDs. And because I know that one dude just dropped out that festival in the UK. Because
Yeah.
it was like you have to, and I don't remember who,
Stone Roses.
the guy from the Stone Roses, because they were like, you have to be vaccinated to come to the show. And he was like, fuck that.
Huh.
I don't know why, but like,
Yeah. That seems like a stance to take. Like,
Hi, Intruder Maniacs. Are you in a band? The answer is, of course you are. Everybody's in a fucking band these days. Anyway, if you're in a band, congratulations. I'm making the worst financial decision of your life. Aside from taking out college loans or something, yeah. Now there is a way to lessen the burden of such a financial decision. It's called merchandising. And Stupid Rad Merch Company is all ready to meet your merchandising needs. You want some t-shirts? Got a tight deadline you need them printed on? And because you booked a tour less than a month out and you didn't get canceled like everybody else's tours did? How about a bunch of weird random trinkets like keychains, medallions, and what about koozies? You know, like everybody likes koozies. Koozies are great because they keep your drink cold and your hand warm, or vice versa, depending on what you're drinking. Stupid Rad Merch Company can get all these made for you. Stupid Rad Merch Company is an in-house artist who can help you with your designs of stuff. They're still a small enough company that they pay special attention to you and your special needs. Because, you know, everybody's got special needs. Like, you probably mostly. And they even got a web store. That's where the real magic is. You go on tour and you sell your stuff, but chances are you're going to have some left over, or some fans are going to feel like left out because they didn't have enough money to buy something at your show. So they go on to stupidradmerch.com and find stuff from your band on there. They'll take care of all your production and shipping fulfillment needs. So go ahead, go on to Stupid Rad Merch Company's web store right now and check out all the tight bands that are already on there. They got a bunch of them, like at the Bomb Pops and like the Bad Cop and stuff. It's all good. All sorts of cool swag. And right now, if you go on there and at checkout you use the code PRISON, you can get 15% off all of the Stupid Rad Merch branded apparel at stupidradmerch.com. Go check it out.
StupidRadMerch.com.
Guitar players, I bet you thought you were shit out of luck when it comes to finding your dream guitar or amp. You know, you go on some auction site or something and it's all crap. Yeah, well that's because, you know, you gotta look in the right place. And the right place is Yeah Man's Vintage and Used Guitars. They got exactly what you're looking for. Now I know what you're thinking. Aren't they located in like Switzerland or something? Yeah man, they are. Bern, Switzerland to be exact. But you know, you can get on the internet and you can go check out their website, yeahmansguitars.com, and you can order stuff on there. So, it don't really matter where the heck you are in the world. You can just get on their website and find all sorts of cool stuff that you're looking for. And you might not even know that you wanted it until you see it on there, and there's a lot of good stuff. If you got something specific you're looking for and need some help finding it, just hit up Yeah Man Guitars on the electronic mail. That's the email. It's like 21st century and you got email and websites. It's like amazing. Some people will call it magic. Some people will call it science. I just call it, I don't know, crazy shit. yeahmansguitars@gmail.com. As far as email goes, it's where you email them. And while you're at it, get your band a tour in Europe and stop by the shop. Michael and the rest of the crew would love to meet you, I'm sure. And you could tell them Green sent you. Yeah Man's Vintage and Used Guitars.
I mean, do you want to play shows and like not have people, getting sick? Or you
Yeah.
wanna, go the way things have been going and extend this longer? I don't know. Like,
I think there's a weird it's this weird thing with like older British musicians have been like fucking super anti lockdown, anti like mask shit. Like Van Morrison put out a whole anti-mask record this year. Like what the
listen, like
weird. It's fucking weird, man.
Yeah, are you guys like doubly offended by that as like double mask wearers?
Absolutely.
All this anti-mask shit. You guys are like, what the fuck?
You can't fucking talk shit about masks.
Like we've been wearing fucking masks our whole lives, dude.
We look good.
Yeah.
And also, it ain't that uncomfortable. It like keeps your face warm. It's like somebody's constantly hugging you. It feels good.
Yeah.
Ain't no problem with a mask. Yeah, doubling up though is a little weird. I mean, the one thing I've been wondering about is like, are people robbing stores more often now? It doesn't seem like it. It doesn't seem like I'm not hearing about it at least.
Yeah.
I
I'm
thought
not
that
doing
would
it
happen.
any more often. But you know, I wonder because it's like you got the mask on your mouth, and that's already a huge thing. Like when you cover your nose and your mouth, like people can't really see you. They can see your eyes, but you could just be like, "Oh, it's sunny outside, so I'm also gonna wear sunglasses," and
Yeah.
then walk in there and you're like, "Give me all your money," and then the cashier's like, "No," and you're like, "Ah, shit." I'm supposed to threaten you with a weapon now, but I forgot it. So then you're just like, well, whatever. This bag of Cheetos is mine, bitch. And you take off.
Yeah.
It'd be a good time to get into that shit, man. To committing crime and stuff right now. All those would-be criminals, that listen to your podcast. Like, now's the time.
Yeah.
Before the fuck,
Allegedly.
Yeah.
So as far as solo stuff goes, I heard that Rob has a book and a movie deal. Tell me about that.
Oh yeah, I have a couple books out, and my first book, Die Young with Me, is it's like a coming of age like punk rock memoir, and that's getting developed into a movie right now, and my new book, Paradise, West Virginia, that comes out in the summer, is getting developed into a TV show. Like,
What?
yeah, so it's pretty fucking crazy. Like, and the new Blacklist songs we're putting out is actually like songs we wrote for the movie soundtrack. Like, we just already had them recorded, and they weirdly are fucking apt with what's going on right now. So we were like, we wanted to go and put them out.
Yeah.
But it's cool, man. It's fucking weird. It's honestly, it's it's like I'm having to like go, fuck, can I wear this vibrator shirt in a meeting? Like,
Yeah.
Is that cool? Or like, I don't fucking know. I'm very out of my depth, but it's cool, man. It's exciting as shit.
Well, I think as the artist, you get to fucking do whatever you want, and they just have to.
That's what I'm hoping, man.
Guys
Like,
wearing a fucking button-up shirt and tie, you just got to fucking deal with it, you know.
dude, that's how I felt, especially with this.
Basically, you won. You won.
Yeah.
You won.
It's weird though, man. Like especially with this TV show thing, like this huge company will buy some shit I wrote to turn it into a TV show, and then I'm like, fuck, I want to get in on that, and they're like, they can be super like, nah, like we don't. So yeah, I really did. That was the first time in fucking 10 years I felt like I was at a job interview when I'm having, do I wear a fucking polo shirt? Do I,
I remember Bad Signs. Our newer band was on tour, and we were in LA, and he was meeting with some like woman from Netflix or something for the first time, and I went with him, but all I had was my shit. So all I had was like a Misfit shirt, and he was going, "Are you gonna wear the fucking Misfit shirt with the cut off sleeves to this meeting?" And we were like, "Yeah, fuck these people." Like you said, we're going, dude, fuck it, man. Like,
yeah,
but it's cool, man. I mean,
yeah, it's been fucking cool, man. Like, and that really is a lot of the reason Blacklist hasn't done as much shit over the last couple of years, because I've been so busy with that. So it's exciting to get to play music again, and it's exciting to be doing like some, especially with my memoir, because it's like all about punk rock and small town punk rock shows and the scene and shit. So it's really cool to get to do that and get to like put music in it and whatever the fuck. It's cool.
I mean, it's great because obviously, like you say, you've got a few books out.
Yeah.
Like yeah. So obviously, that's like another passion of yours other than music, and now the two are kind of coming together. So that's real fucking cool.
Yeah, man, it's exciting. Like, and I feel really fucking lucky, honestly, to have that outlet during the pandemic because I know like him and the other people in our bands and people that just play music as their artistic outlet. Like it's been fucking impossible to collaborate because everybody's been on lockdown and like it's driving everybody fucking crazy. But with my writing, I can like live in my own head. You know what I'm saying? And it's like more bearable.
I think everybody's living in their own head these days, but
Yeah,
it's nice to actually like do something with it,
Yeah,
totally, dude.
yeah, not just do what I do, like bang my fucking head against the wall or whatever.
Yeah, no shit.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So like, are you able? I don't know how where you are in the process or whatever. Can you tell us like when it's gonna be and where it's gonna be, or like what
actually, I'm afraid to now because I won't even fucking get into it, but the Die Young with Me movie was originally said to be on Netflix. Now it's kind of we're bouncing around the different directors and shit. Like that's already kind of rolling, and I got to write the screenplay for that, which is cool. So that should get back to filming like this year, and the TV show. The pilot is gonna get filmed this year, and then like you kind of wait and see like if it's gonna get extended or like what the fuck. But the TV show, I can't say who it's gonna be with yet, but it's like it's a big enough company that I couldn't fucking believe they were interested. Shit I fucking do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking exciting, man, for sure.
That's great. Well, I'm excited to find out about it because, obviously you're writing about like a kind of like punk rock lifestyle, I'm guessing. And, it's cool to like, some people get pissed off when punk rock gets brought into the mainstream. But like I was actually just saying, with the last person I talked to, it's kind of like it has to a little bit for certain people to get into it.
Well, totally.
So that's kind of important.
Yeah.
And it's just weird shit now. I feel like with the way the world is with social media and shit, there's like subcultures are kind of dying out, and so I think it's hard for a lot of kids to like get something like that to latch onto and be like, this is how I identify myself. This is my whole fucking shit. So it's exciting to get it like put something like that out there that somebody might see and open that door, for some more to get into punk rock more, like more than like a Spotify playlist or whatever the fuck, like. To really to see how like that can really being part of that community can really like enrich your life and shit too. We'll fucking see. I mean, but I have had meetings where like it's been like, dude, and we're gonna get Ed Sheeran to play the you guys because it's about it's a fucking weird thing because it's about me and Nat because it's. And so they'll be like, we're gonna get fucking Ed Sheeran to play you, and I'm like, that's my teenage self would hate me for forever and ever. Like that's
my teenage self would blow this deal the fuck up.
Yeah,
before that happened. Like,
so they're,
No offense.
but
Well, yeah, offense. Like
but
offense.
but
Offense, Nat.
but by and large now they're like the those kind of crazy fucking suggestions have gone out the window, which is cool. So but it's also been weird like trying to cast twins and shit because we're twins and you're going
No.
like there's a casting agency just for twins where like agents that are twins that just represent twins. And I'm going, this is just fucking weird, man. Like,
That's weird.
right?
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
And it's just it's fucking strange, but it's awesome, man. It's really exciting.
You guys are not identical twins, right? Like
Now we
I
are.
can see you. You are?
Just
Yeah.
different hats, yeah.
Oh yeah. The facial hair and the hats are enough to make me not think you guys were actual identical twins. But yeah. So I guess that the whole twin thing it would be important. Or you could just get like an amazing actor to do both parts.
That's what we've been talking about too. Like it and right now kind of like I said, you know, they're like shit's kind of in flux with that and bringing in a new director and shit. So yeah, it's gonna. I think probably that's what's gonna happen is we're gonna just get one actor that's to play both parts. But I think sometimes like that takes away from the plot of the movie because you're just paying attention to the dude trying to act two different people at once. But sometimes it's done really cool. Like, so I think it's definitely doable with the right actor. I totally feel you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I was just throwing it out there. Could be cool. But
We just watched this like
where like, you know, maybe they fucking win a I don't know, what do you win for that kind of like a show, like a Oscar or
Like
a Emmy or whatever. And then it's like, oh, everybody's got to check out this movie
yeah,
or show, and
totally, man.
yeah, more people see, and then your whole story gets out there more.
And
Yeah.
we just watched this weird movie called Dead Ringers. The dude that made The Fly made about these about these two twins that were gynecologists, and they would like their patients didn't know they were twins. They'd be like doing their gynecological exam and then be like, "I'll be right back," and then the other brother would come out and be like, "Oh yeah, okay." It's so fucking strange, but the dude did a good job acting the twins. So I was like, okay, yeah, with the right actor, you could totally fucking do it.
Yeah, it was a little too erotic though.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean? It was like, what the fuck? Like the sex scene's been like,
yeah, it's
you know, it's like
rare.
erotic without even really seeing anything, but like just enough to, you know, you don't want to be watching it with your fucking brother, like. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? Especially about twins, dude. It was like we didn't even finish the motherfucker. Seriously, we put on Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
No, hell fucking no.
It's a good ass show.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, well, that's great. I'm fucking stoked for all you guys are doing. It's nice that you've been keeping busy, you know?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. My band ain't doing shit. You know, like we had a bunch of stuff lined up, you know, for last year, and then the pandemic happened, and everybody was like, "It's cool. I'm gonna lay low and probably rob some shit, but you know, like whatever, allegedly." And you know, waiting to see what happens. You know, like we'll see what happens. You know, like everybody, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. I think all the southern states and shit are open. You're gonna open up sooner, so you guys might be doing it in Texas and Florida.
Better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All those self-immolation fucking states.
Yeah.
As a body
that could be
builder
like
at
the
the club,
show
you're
ever.
fucking
Remember that show when everybody set themselves on fire? That was crazy. And I was like, yeah, it sucked, but it was definitely crazy.
okay.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, it's fucked. I remember seeing the video of that guy that did it in Memphis, and I just was going, fuck, we have the same shoes. And it weirded me out.
What kind of shoes were they?
These Vans.
Like the half calves or
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. I think they were black half calves.
yeah.
And I had just gotten a pair, and I was just like,
You got to watch out for those motherfuckers in the black half calves.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? It's the new trench coat mafia.
Oh God. Oh God. Yeah. Well, I know we talked about some crimes earlier, but I gotta lay it on you guys. I usually try to let people know about it ahead of time, and I don't know if Melanie said anything, but the theme of the show is crime stories. Do you got any? I know we already actually talked about some.
Yeah,
I want to like elaborate a little more.
we actually one time accidentally broke into an apartment on tour one time in Canada where we were supposed to be staying with somebody. And let me try to think of like the briefest version. So this is like the least incriminating way I can put.
Great. You can definitely get into detail.
But basically, we went to a club after a show, and there was some people, from the show with us, and a girl that we had met was going, "You guys can stay at my apartment." So we're like, "Okay, whatever." They were gonna hang at the club, or she was gonna go get some beers or something, and gave us the address to the spot. So she's like, "Go ahead and go there." We show up to like what we think is her apartment. We're standing outside, going, what the fuck is taking so long? So I had just seen this Michael Moore documentary that had come out where, to prove a point, he goes over to Canada and everybody's got their door unlocked. Yeah. So I just was like, yeah, I said, I guarantee this door's unlocked. So it was unlocked. And we go in and we're actually, very intoxicated, go in the kitchen, open a bottle of wine. She's got this because she had been like, take whatever, she was very accommodating. Who we thought the apartment we thought we were going to, and I actually remember there was this giant like tossed salad in this Tupperware container. So we opened this tossed salad, and me and one of our bandmates are completely wasted, both eating out of this Tupperware container, and then a fucking light flips on, and somebody goes, "Hello." And we're like looking around. Totally, we didn't say shit. We just went, and all the photos on the walls were going, this is not this chick. And then we just fucking ran out of the apartment. So whoever it was woke up and walked to their kitchen, and there's like,
took the salad.
Oh, we took the salad. Yeah. But yeah.
even weirder than that. Also, one time we were on Warped Tour, and we were in Phoenix. And that some guy, I'm in the van, and some dude is like a good-looking, preppy, like Ken and Barbie couple, right?
All right.
Comes back with our merch guy and is like, "Oh man, we had the day off the next day, and they're like, you guys can stay with us. We have a killer house with a pool. We just moved in," and we're like, "Amazing." So we go over to this house. It's a nice, super nice house. It's totally empty inside, except for like a little TV, like a little whatever. They have a pool and shit, so we're hanging out. Weirdly, one of the guys from Yellow Card. You know what? Fuck. So I see this guy at backstage, and he has like this beautiful like LA girlfriend, with a dog in her purse and shit. And I'm like, this is the rock star shit.
Yeah.
Shows up at the house later with a totally different girl who was like, like, what the fuck? And
he picked up the truck stop.
Yeah, she looked like she was from a fucking truck stop. and everybody's sitting around, and one of our dudes or crew guys who was like fucked up out of his mind, was super high, kept like he'd sit beside the guy and then just start singing Yellow Card songs really soft, you know, like he'd be like,
Yeah.
if I could find you.
Yeah.
And the dude finally was like, fuck this. He left. Next morning, we get woken up by a realtor. The dude that took us there and his chick are gone. They were just like squatting in this house, and we have to like haul ass out of the back because like it was just a fucking house that was for sale.
That yeah.
So when that sort of thing happens, do you explain to the realtor what happened? Like somebody told us this was cool.
No,
and it's obviously not.
she like screamed, if I remember correctly. And
you know those mornings when you're like the party nights and you stay at somebody's house and somebody's just like, get the fuck up. It was like it's usually like that type thing, and then over the haze. It was back in those days, especially. It would be like then over the haze of like, you know, the next hour you're going, wait, what the fuck was what?
Yeah, like, and then okay,
you know,
yeah, I know that. I know that. Yeah,
but yeah, it the only other crime story I can think of off the top of my head was one time we played Pooza Fest, early days Pooza, and they had we were like playing early at one of the main shows, but we were one of the first bands or whatever, right? So they you know, kind of have volunteers sell your merch and shit. We played. I go back, change my shirt at our merch table, and then come back and go, where the fuck is my shirt? Like, I can't find my fucking shirt. And was it at the bar afterwards that I saw this dude, or was it at the merch table?
It was at the bar later.
So we leave and we're at a bar later on that night. The fucking volunteer is wearing my shirt. And so this was like a crime committed on me. And I made him give it back to me. But it was like, what the fuck? It's like, why do you want my sweaty Street Dogs fucking t-shirt, dude? Like, and you know, they're French Canadian too, so there was this whole language barrier where I'm going, that's my fucking shirt. But love Booza Fest, and that was definitely you know, like I said, that was a crime committed on me, so I reaped what I sow, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, they literally stole the shirt off your back. I mean, you might have stepped down first, but still, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, French Canada it's an interesting place. I don't know. Everybody, there's a lot of interesting places in the world. People just gotta find them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously, that's pretty interesting. West Virginia's pretty interesting, and you know, prison's pretty interesting. So there we go. Right.
Totally.
So I guess we're getting into a good time here, guys. Unless you got anything else you want to bring up, where can people find you in like social medias and stuff? If you use that still these days, I know it's getting kind of like, who uses social media anymore? Apparently everybody. But you know,
fucking unfortunately, man. Yeah. Not.
Nah, man. I mean, just, you know, people can find Blacklist Royals or the Bat Signs on social media, and I'm actually not on social media, but my stuff's on Bandcamp. They can just search for our shit if they want it, you know.
That's good. I love Bandcamp. I mean, you know, like I use the streaming sites, even though they don't pay fucking good action stuff. But Bandcamp is tight.
Yeah, it's cool to see like platforms popping up that are actually useful for artists, you know, and you're not just going, oh, they're just like raping me right now. Like, okay, like, you know, you see those Spotify numbers and you feel like you're back in jail, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, well, you know, it's like, it's funny because I actually got into the same conversation with the last person I talked to, and it's like, you know, I always felt like streaming sites were kind of the way to go, or even before that with like, you know, when everybody had their iPod and you downloaded all these songs from a service, and it's like, it made a hell of a lot more sense than CDs to me, because CDs, it was just like, it's digital, but it's fucking, you fucking got them floating around your car. They're getting scratched up, and you got to fucking re-buy the album again, or just deal with it constantly skipping and shit like that. It's just terrible fucking media.
Yeah.
But you know, so I was always like, put it on a fucking hard drive. You know, like that's way better than a fucking CD. So they finally did that, but then it was like, oh wait, but you could just stream it, and it's on somebody else's hard drive, and you got access to like everything. And it's like, seems like a good idea, but you know, of course, fucking capitalism, people are gonna try to fucking figure out how to like make more money than the people who actually probably should pay.
Yeah, I think like the genie's kind of out of the bottle with that shit, and that's the cool thing about kind of play music that's part of a scene, you know, because people. I mean, right now it's like on the consumer to kind of make the choice to be like, I want to support the band or artist in some way, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like, you know, people without a scene are seriously just going to live and die by, it's almost like the Live Nation thing we're talking about, you know, by what streaming services kind of decide to do, you know what I mean? So that's cool. And I think you're right, man. It's going to be a good year for punk rock once shit opens up.
Absolutely. And Bandcamp is cool because, you know, anybody can put shit out on it, and you know, way to do it.
Yeah.
Well, it was really fucking nice getting to talk to you guys again. I know we met / saw each other before, but
me too, man. I really appreciate you having us on. I can't wait to see you guys play again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Can't wait to see you guys play again. And I mean, Bad Signs or fucking Blacklist Royals, and all your projects, I'm pretty stoked on, you know? It's cool.
Yeah, and we'll be chatting in person hopefully sometime soon. It'll be fun.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Cool, man.
All right.
Thanks, dude. Take it easy.
Yeah, you too.
And that's it for the Intruder Green podcast. You can hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all at Intruder Green. The Intruder Green call-in line is +1 608 535 9608. Patreon.com/Intruder Green if you want to become a producer of the podcast. The Intruder Green podcast is produced by Colin Bennett, hair and makeup by Genevieve Smith, set design by Dylan Raymer, catering Matthew Hendershot, lighting Squeak Lights, Rahway, New Jersey. Our theme song is Particles by Pipe Bros. That's amore.